Hi guys and girls, it's Electronic Underground, and today we're going to be looking at Heaven 17, Penthouse and Pavement, the 30th anniversary special edition DVD. Now, the first thing I'll say about this is, quite simply, it is awesome. All the tracks are faithfully recreated live in the concert, so what you're hearing is what you'd hear as close as possible to the album, right down to the bass line in Fascist Groove Thing, which was done by a guy originally called John Wilson. And they tried to track him down, but they just can't find him. So they roped in this other guy who they say is good, but couldn't couldn't quite recreate it as well as this one guy John could. But it's still awesome. So a great effort has gone into this tour. You can tell there's actually rehearsals on the some of the bonus features, so you can see how tough it must have been to actually perform these songs again, particularly for Glenn Gregory, because he'd never actually sung these as many times. In fact, he actually says he's only ever sung them once or twice, so having to go over that again was, to me, quite a lot of work, and it deserves a 5 out of 5 just for that. Yeah, so you get 2 discs. You get We Don't Need This Fascist Groove Thing, Penthouse and Pavement. You get Play to Win, Soul Warfare. And now they treat this very much like how the original record would be when it come out. So those tracks I've just mentioned were side 1. That was it. And then they joke about turning the record over. So before they do that, they actually play Wichita Lineman, Geisha Boys and Temple Girls, an acoustic version. Perfect Day. These Boots Are Made for Walking. That's from someone from a group called Propaganda. Ball of Confusion, which was sung by Billy Godfrey. Originally, they duetted with Tina Turner for that in the early 80s. Yeah, and then they turn the record over. You get Geisha Boys and Temple Girls. Let's All Make a Bomb. Hi to the Fighting. Hey la hoo. Song with No Name, and We're Gonna Live for a Very Long Time, which was the last track ever on the album. You get bonus material after that, which they play. They play Art Everything, which was originally recorded by the Buzzcocks, I'm Your Money, Let Me Go, Temptation, which everybody knows, and Being Boiled, the original version. Now, Being Boiled, as we all know, is a very, very Human League. I'm talking about the old Human League. Do-do, do-do, do-do. Fantastic, and it's all the old sounds to that as well, so it's faithfully recreated as best as it can. Now, I will say that Ian Craig Marsh is missing from this. Apparently he didn't really want to get involved, which I think is a shame, because there were actually originally 3 in Heaven 17, a 4 if you count the bass player John Wilson, who come out to help. So for some reason he didn't want to be involved, but Glenn and Martin actually said that he would be very welcome if he wanted to, and I personally think he should have been there, because that would have been awesome. Yeah, so let's have a look at some of the extras. Yes, you get behind the scenes at Abbey Road, where you see Martin and Glenn. I think possibly just Martin looking around for those original sounds, so they want to painstakingly recreate everything live. I particularly like the bit about the drummer. He's got the original snare drum sounds, the synth drums. So when he's playing the drums, that is what you hear. That is what you hear on the record. So everything's recreated as much as possible, and that is amazing. You get behind the scenes at Glenn's studio. So Glenn's trying to learn these songs. You see him rehearsing, and the trouble it must have gone to just to go over those songs again. Maybe subconsciously he knew them, but he sometimes gets the words wrong. But it's amazing. They went to quite a lot of effort to do this, and I think this was more like a tester gig to see if other gigs were in the pipeline, and this was done at the Magna centere in Sheffield, just to see how it would go down, and it was an absolute success, and they actually toured with this, so they got it all together, and it's brilliant. You get, as I mentioned, the bonus feature of the rehearsal. You see them rehearsing. You get a documentary, the story of Penthouse and Pavement, as well, with Glenn and Martin talking about their musical influences. You see Glenn's parents, and they're walking around Sheffield. you know, reminiscing about the album and how they've become pop stars and things. And it's brilliant, you know. It's a great addition, a really good extra. So you've got quite a lot to watch there. You also get the digital background collection as well, which when the concert's going on, you've got backgrounds such as Fascist Groove Thing and, you know, words and images and things. So it's brilliant. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 because I cannot find. I wouldn't say there probably are a few little things, but that would just be sort of nitpicking. It's a worthy adversary. I would say adversary, a worthy part of anybody's collection. So yeah, I implore you to check it out. So 5 out of 5 from me. I just want to say a shout out to Territory Girl for her kind comments on my other videos. So a big shout out to her. I hope she's tuning in. So it was really, really, really nice. Next up, I'm going to be doing a review of a little known show called Neverwhere. This was shown on BBC Two in 1997, I think, and there was only ever one series. It's based on the book by a bloke called Ian Gaiman, I think, and it's faithfully recreated from the book. It's about a guy who is successful, moderately successful, and he finds a girl called Dor, and she's injured, and he's with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's a bit stuck up and tells him to ignore her, and he takes her back, and he basically goes into the underground of London with her because it's quite a magical, sort of a fantasy type thing. Anyway, I'm sorry if I haven't really explained that too well, but we'll get into that next time. So thank you very, very much. This has been the Electronic Underground. Until next time, take care, email and subscribe, and peace.